16 seasons, 11 teams, and of course a ring there with the Denver Nuggets. Jeff Green joins the show right now. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
We like petty talk, and I don't even think you're going to have a petty answer to this one, because usually, you know, if you're playing with a team and the team goes on their second round of the playoffs, the Nuggets will probably win again all season long. Do you keep up? Do you root for former teams when they're doing well?
Well, I'm rooting for Denver, yes. Well, I root for guys. Like, DeAndre Jordan's one of my best friends, so I'm rooting for him to win again. You know, I have kept in contact with those guys, so they do have my support, but I'm just looking for a good playoffs.
Yes.
Has Dre got you on the vegan tip yet?
Not a chance.
No. When I played with him, I was with him the beginning of his journey of trying to be vegan and all that. He was trying to force Impossible Burgers on us and all of that.
Vegan or vegetarian?
He's
straight
vegan. He's everything.
Vegan.
That's a lot tougher.
I can't do it.
Straight.
Too much for food.
No,
I let him
I
get
need
a couple
butter.
meals in there last year, but I can't do it.
That's a lot, by the way. What was your best memory, by the way, of the title run?
I mean, I would be cliche to just say when we won, but I think it was how we pulled together. I think throughout the year we had the ups and downs, but you know, staying number one, you know, watching Joker have the phenomenal season that he had, Jamal on his comeback from his injury, Michael Porter, you know, coming into his own, the way KCP played, Aaron. I think we're just, as a whole, watching all the guys come together for that one goal and not have any egos on the way. So I think just in all total, just the whole season that we had and how we battled through everything just to get there and win it, I think it was just satisfying.
Jeff, Nikola Jokic obviously comes across as a family-oriented, quiet guy who just so happens to be good at playing basketball. For you, what was it like playing with him?
Well, he made the game easy for me. You know, at 37, trying to go ISO, that wasn't for me. I've never been in my career. So for me, being able to just slice and cut, he's going to find you. He made the game easy for everybody on that team, and he's doing it now. I didn't have to work a lot to get 2 points. He just tell me what it be, and he'll make the pass. So just being out there, seeing his IQ, because, you know, from the outside looking in, you never see it. And just seeing how he controls the game with his slow pace, how he reads the floor, he made the game easy for everybody.
Give us a Jokic story that no one knows.
Wow.
I know you got one, Jeff.
That nobody knows? I don't think he'll want people to know.
There's a reason nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, with how he is how he is. You know, the name is fitting, Joker. But, you know, people see the love that he has for his horses, and that's real. That's really real. I remember on the East Coast trip in Philadelphia, and we played, I want to say in Cleveland, and flew to Boston, and he's up at 5 a.m. driving 2 hours just to go see horses, or he's watching horses on a plane. And what he said after that press conference after we won, that was real. He was ready to go home and be with his horses. And we had to beg him to, you know, go to Vegas, you know, stay an extra day just to celebrate. But, you know, you got to love a guy who's passionate about, you know, things outside of basketball, you know, because it gives him a break mentally and physically, you know, from, you know, the life that we live. So, you know, you appreciate it, but you're also like, damn, I can't believe he really is this passionate about horses.
That's awesome.
Jeff, KD, KG, James Harden, LeBron, Jokic, Shaq, D. Rose, and Russ.
Whoa.
Those are 8 NBA MVPs you've played with at some point in your career. Is LeBron, which is crazy, by the way. I was trying to think of. I played with James and Dirk. Those are my too. But is LeBron easily the best player you've played with, or is Jokic on his ass? How do you even? That's insane, bro.
Man, I never really thought about it, actually. Yeah. He is probably up there. I mean, playing with Joker, you have a different, you know, respect for, you know, his IQ, his game, the way he plays. And obviously he's still young. He still has a long way to go. But, I mean, to watch what LeBron has done, you know, 21 years, being able to play with him, seeing how he, you know, manages his life, his body, this, you know, going out there every day playing at the level that he does. I mean, it's unheard of. and to be a part of that, it was, it was special. So he's definitely, one of the best I've played with. But I can't take nothing away from those other guys. They've done special things in this game. So, I've been blessed to play with all these guys.
Is there anything difficult when you play with a guy like LeBron? Like, I know obviously,
Yes.
like, what's the hardest part about playing with LeBron?
Man, I would say just the media, and how, the pressure that they put on, anybody who plays with him, the pressure that they put on those guys to go out there and perform, because he is an all-time great. He is a legend in this game. And the others have to do well in order for, him to, get where he want to get. And obviously he's going to do what he does, but the others have to play well every game. There is a lot of pressure on other guys to go out there and play well. And I think that can, run a toll on a lot of guys, because a lot of guys are not used to that pressure. But it is fun for me. I enjoyed it, every bit of it. I soaked it all in. I enjoyed every step that it was to, play alongside with him and get to the finals. He showed me things that I've never seen in my career, which helped me, prolong it, a couple more years. So it is a lot of pressure playing alongside him, but it is fun if you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's like when I play with James in Houston, they're like, is it exhausting watching him? I'm like, hell no, you know how many open shots I get playing with this dude?
That's the point. Like I wouldn't even have to move. Yeah. People said double teams at him, and I just, shoot an open shot. And I'm like, why would I, cry about, getting open shots? Yeah. I just got to make it. That's it.
Grass ain't greener.
Right. Listen, another former MVP that you play with, you were drafted alongside KD to the Seattle Supersonics.
Wow.
What was that like playing with him so early on? Did you know that he was going to be a generational talent that he is, and growing up in high school? What's now that his legacy is kind of formed, what's misunderstood about KD?
Man, KD was a generational talent in high school. Like you said, man, he's 7 foot. He's not 6'9", what he wants to be on paper. He's a 7-footer with handles who can shoot, 3-level scorer. That guy is special, man. He's a brother to me. And just watching him over the years, he's somebody who's, proven a lot of people wrong. Coming out, he's not strong enough. He can't do this. He's not going to be able to make it that long based on, his size. But it's like, it's basketball. He loves his craft. He is basketball over everything. And that's what I appreciate about Kevin. He's not going to let anything affect his craft. And, he is where he belongs. He worked hard to get to this point, being a top 10 NBA scorer all time. And, he still has a couple more years to go. I don't think we've seen enough of what Kevin can do. I think he's going to get better, which is weird to say at year 17. So, that's my brother, man. I love him to death, and I'm glad that he's having the career that he's having.
When you hear, so many people want to stick to the whole, well, he chased a ring or he went to this team or this team. When you hear that, what do you think? Does he get too hard a time for that?
Yeah, he just wanted to play great basketball. Not saying he didn't get it in OKC. I think, guys want different challenges throughout their career, and that was his path, and he chose that challenge. Granted that he was going to get a lot of criticism for it, he accepted it, and he kept moving, and, he did what he was supposed to do going to that team. I don't knock him for it. That's his path in his career. I'm not going to tell another man what he should do in his career. So, I was happy for him. That's what he wanted. That's what he got. And, we move on from it.
Jeff, what was it like playing another great you played with, Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, that's my brother, man. I think he's also somebody who's misunderstood. One of the nicest people that I've ever, from day one, my second year, his first year, he's been the same. I think he's misunderstood by how he goes about the game. But, a real basketball player, somebody who knows the game, they love the way he approaches the game. His attack mode every single game, his mentality has been like that since day one. And that's something you can appreciate. Russ he's a different cat, but, you got to love him. And that's one thing I do respect about him.
My question is, do the Thunder win a championship, and how many championships do they win if they have KD, Russ, and James, and they keep that band together?
Oh, I think they definitely win one. As you see, like Denver, you had some guys that they drafted that they stuck with, and over time, they beat that hurdle that was in their way, and they got it done. It's about time, man. I mean, you run into, our third or fourth year against the LA team that was primed to win with Cole. You got a San Antonio team, you got Phoenix team, you got Memphis, who was that grind city. They was, doing good things back then. So I think they was destined to win one, but, it's the NBA. People make decisions and they move on from things that, people can't control. And I think in time they would have won one. They would have kept everybody together. Because they had a great team with good people, good basketball players.
Jeff, when you're moved from the Thunder to Celtics, is that something you're looking forward to, or are you actually upset that you're kind of moving away from this situation that could be really, really awesome?
I was upset. Of course I was upset. That was, my first time getting traded. I was with somebody who, is from the same area as me. Our families knew each other before we even got to the NBA. So it was tough leaving. We were all young. I was 23. I was 23 at the time. KD was probably 21, just turned 21. You had James, who was 20, Russ, who was 20, 21. So, we were young guys all trying to, put our talent together to win. And when I left, I was definitely upset, But, I got to learn a lot when I got to Boston, playing alongside Paul, Doe, KG, and under Doc. So it was something that I needed in my career, but it was also something I didn't want to happen.
It's it was your first trade. It's such an interesting perspective. And then you do end up in Boston with a pretty legit squad. Is KG, what's the word, as crazy to be around as a teammate as it seems?
Yes, he is. But he's also one of my favorite teammates I ever played this game with. His passion is something that rubs off on you. Obviously, nobody can duplicate that guy and what he brings to the game. But his passion, it really rubs off on you. And it was something I wasn't used to, something I had to get used to over time. But, man, that guy, it was great to play alongside with him. I learned so much playing with KG. It was special because you watch it from afar and you see the intensity, and you're like, there's no way he can be like that 24/7. But that guy is like that when it's game day, is practice day, that intensity is through the roof. But off the court, he's one of the greatest human beings I've ever been in contact with. But people see only basketball, and yes, he is the same way. Every day that ball is dribbling on the court, and you gotta love it.
Jeff, this season you guys had a 19-win improvement from last year. Obviously, you were part of that, major part of that. How good do you think this team can be, and how was this season overall for you, just seeing the improvement that this franchise has had?
Oh man, this year was fun. It was a different feeling based on the years that I've had previous, based off just the personnel. But, in my role, being 17 years in, being around those young guys really gave me energy, to play. So it was definitely fun being with Ime, Jalen, Alpi, young talents in this league that's going to do great things in years to come. Playing alongside Dylan, Fred, man, it was Jock, Reggie. It was a lot of good talent in that locker room, and we did some good things. Obviously, we came up short of the goal, getting to the playoffs, but the improvement that we had was special, and to watch those young guys flourish and to grow and mature, in this game, it was cool to be a part of, and I'm glad I had a helping hand in that. But Ime did a great job with us each day and preparing us, and his mentality and the way that he played the game, bringing that intensity on the court. He really got a lot out of us this year. So I'm looking forward to next year.
All right, here we go. You were one of 10 37-year-old players to play this year. Now, you've always been Uncle Jeff, but now you finally got to a place where you can earn the nickname, and it's actually solidified when you become OG and Unc, and it's it's real. It's
Getting
not
closer
just
to Grandpa Jeff.
Yeah, it's
Keep
not
going.
something
They called me
that's-
Grandpa Jeff this year. I ain't gonna lie. A couple of times I got a little pissed off, but it's all good.
What are some of the challenges playing with such a young team? And like you said, you older. You're not gonna hang around with 20, 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
You're 37 with a family. What are some of the challenges of playing with such a young team?
Man, listen, that every day, like, because Jalen is one of the most athletic kids that I've ever been around, man. And every day, him, Cam Whitmore, they going into practice, they dunking everything. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking in my head that I can still do it every day. It depends on the day. I can get up there, but
And the weather.
it's just my body. My body ain't recovering like it used to, and that's something I had to get used to because I'm not used to like sitting out, practice, games, and nothing. Like Ime had the one game tell me like, look, you taking the day off, and I fought it for a good hour. Like, why? Like I never did that, won't do that, and then I had to really sit with myself and be like, look, you're not 22, you're not 21. Like, you really have to take care of your body. But these young guys, even this summer, like I remember last year I had to tell Ime, like in practice, like I might have to like tail it back a little bit because obviously the run we had the year before with Denver, my body didn't have enough time to recuperate. Like I wasn't used to going that long into a season, and then the aftermath of winning really took a toll on me. And then mentally, I'm like, I got to be ready for this year because I got a lot of young guys, so I got to come in. I gotta get in there. I got to show them, like, you know, this is what a professional is. But I never took time off, and I felt at the beginning of the season it was like I need to sit down somewhere. But yeah, these young guys, they really pushed me. But they really gave me energy to, you know, want to go out there and, you know, continue to perform at a high level. And you know, that's one thing I love about him. They love the game. Jabari, you know, is a true professional. He go in there every day. He works hard. Jalen, Albie, they all work hard. So I had to be that vet to go in there and, you know, be a part of that. But I realized I can't do it at the same intensity like I used to. So it really taught me a lot of what I needed to do at this stage of my career in order to play a couple more years or a year. I don't know, but it really told me that I really had to sit down and really be mindful of, you know, how to take care of my body a little bit more.
Listen.
I'm 35 and can't even drink 2 days in a row, and you're over here playing back to back.
Believe me, it take me 2 or 3 days to recover.
Oh my gosh!
I understand exactly what you're talking about.
It's crazy. I'm hurting right now. I'm about to stand up.
Listening to, I'm about to stand up. I'm preparing. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Chandler.
Yeah, Jeff, you've had so many insane dunks even this last season. Did you have a favorite career dunk? Because you've had a lot of look at this.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, a favorite career?
That's crazy.
That one's
At
got
the
to be
buzzer?
game winner. Look, I like the
left
left.
hand.
I like when you go left.
we like
Yeah,
that.
now I go left a lot because it's easier to jump off my right leg than my left. But I would say my favorite will have to be he's a good friend of mine, Jan Mahimi. It was this one, yes.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
was
got
probably
higher.
my favorite. Like, just
That's
left
nice.
hand. I'm a right-handed guy, so everybody know in the league I love to go right. So for me to go left and dunk off my right and dunk left, it just happened to be on a good friend of mine, and I was back at home, so my family got to see it. So I think that's one that sticks out the most. And another one is when I was with Memphis on Seraphim. I think that was a special one.
Now,
But-
you said you're a top 5 in-game dunker before. Who
Yes.
are the other 4 that are ahead of you, and who's the best?
I was being nice, you know. I didn't want to brag too much. I wanted to be humble about it. But obviously, you know, you got to throw Vince in there. Another guy who I really loved growing up was Stromile Swift. I thought he was a very powerful dunker.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was strong.
He had one of the Bulls.
D Miles was an amazing in-game dunker. I'm gonna give his credit because we had a long argument about this last year. DeAndre Jordan,
You got to throw Blake in there, too.
Yeah, Lob City.
Blake,
They kind of
Blake.
go hand in hand.
The DeAndre
Yeah.
dunk on Brandon Knight, the lob.
Yeah, they go hand
his
in
chalk
hand.
outline
I
should
think
still be
that's
on
one
the
of-
court.
That's probably top 5 best dunks in NBA history.
It changed Brandon Knight's career and
It
DeAndre
changed
Jordan's
everything.
Oh, dear.
It really did.
That's
Yeah.
depressing hearing it that
It
way.
really did.
It is.
Changed
And
his
B
life.
Night, you know, that's the homie. But But I always told DJ a lot of his dunks is all oops. Like when
none off the dribble.
Self-serve.
He created none of them opportunities.
You're served on a spoon.
But I love all his dunks. But I'm definitely up there.
I love this.
I'm a very humble guy. I'm not one to brag, but when it in-game dunks,
But I'm awesome.
I'm up there.
Yes, you are.
No, that's just
We'll brag
true.
for you.
That's just truth telling, Jeff. There's nothing wrong with that. Uncle Jeff, we will continue that, by the way. Not
Yeah, I
Grandpa.
played the highlights. I didn't.
Yeah, we put a nice
We
montage
expect
together.
more next year.
It was beautiful. We appreciate the time, Jeff. Enjoy the off season. Hopefully, talk soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Y'all
We'll be
take care.
back.
The running back.